HBO's Westworld truly is a must-watch. With Season 4 recently concluded though, I thought it was about time I made a prop that's thematically central to the series, a control unit, otherwise known as a pearl. So my initial plans for this project were quite elaborate. As I wanted these pearls to be dimensionally featured and not just painted, I'm going to have to make an inner orb that has the texture that I want, and then cover that whole thing in resin. The plan of attack was to design and 3D print a positive mold of the inner orb, which I could then cast to create a negative mold. Then I would design and 3D print a positive mold of the outer orb, and from that make a negative mold of that part so that I could create the final piece. This was going to be quite complicated and labour intensive. In the end though, I found these awesome little 40mm spherical molds, and they're going to save me a hell of a lot of work. There's still going to be some complexities I'm going to have to deal with in this project, but the first part and the easiest part is printing the orbs. Thanks to Thingiverse and other resources, I was able to find some 3D designs with dimensional features that I liked, so I printed out a few of these on my resin printer so they'd be just about ready to cast. After giving these prints a light sand, I then proceeded to priming. I'm making some more of these shimmer vials from the Netflix series Arcane that I sold previously on my Etsy page as great little mounts for painting these parts. If you want to follow updates about the shimmer vials and see when they become available to purchase, follow me on my Instagram. After priming, I hit all these parts with a satin black, and all that's needed then is to give them some silver accents. Casting the inner orbs was a two-part but not uncomplicated process. First started out by putting a little bit of resin in the bottom of these molds and allowed it to partially set. I used some little 3D printed retainers to make sure the inner orbs remained central in the molds during the curing of this first pour of resin. A day or two later I could put the mold lids on, secure them in place and mix up some more resin. The addition of the isopropyl alcohol is a great little trick I've used in the past to decrease the viscosity of the resin. Along with the use of this syringe with a blunt tip, it makes it really easy to get resin into these molds without causing overflow. Then a further couple days later, we can come back to a complete pile of steaming crap. On demolding the parts, I was met with bubbles galore and also opaque resin. In the end, I worked out through some test pieces that this was due to the addition of the isopropyl alcohol, although I'd had success with it in the past. I guess this brand of resin just doesn't like it that much, so in the bin they go. Luckily, I've got some more 3D prints just about ready to go, so we'll give it another shot. To make sure I don't replicate my past issues, I'm going to introduce my new best friend, the vacuum pump. This will get rid of most of the bubbles, and instead of using IPA, I'm going to heat up the resin to reduce the viscosity a little bit. A couple of days later, once I'd done the first pour, I could see that I was having some luck. I cast a test piece where I did add IPA, and this went all kinds of cloudy, so I know that was definitely my problem. Anyway, on with the second round of casting. Moment of truth and success, somewhat, asterisk. I've got nice crystal clear resin, minimal bubbles, but some weird issues with the two hemispheres. Don't exactly know what happened there, but I suspect I have some room for improvement in the design of the jigs that I use to hold the inner orb central in the mold. But the second one, that one was a complete success. Shiny, hardly any bubbles. In fact, I think I could only find one in the whole thing. So all that was left to do then was to tidy up the flashing, give it a bit of a sand, polish, and she's done. There we go, I'm pretty happy with that in the end. I mean, 1 out of 5 is not a great hit rate. There's still room for improvement in the process. So I'm thinking about doing a run of these pearls. If you're interested in picking one up, chuck a comment below so I can gauge how much interest there might be for this kind of item. Thanks for watching today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumb. And if you want to see more of this kind of content in the future, chuck us a sub. Catch you later. Bye.